In 1966, Srila Prabhupada registered ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, in New York, America. He wanted to save the people from their hellish animalistic lifestyle and to lead a blissful Krishna conscious lifestyle. In 11 years, he traveled around the globe 14 times, opened 108 temples, initiated thousands of disciples, wrote more than 80 books in more than 50 different languages. All this to spread the Krishna conscious movement, and thus made the Lord's prophecy come true. Pritiviti achayate nagaradi grama, sarvatra prachara haibe moranama. That all the villages and towns and all over the world, the preaching of the holy name will be spread. The Shakti Avesha Avatar, Srila Prabhupada, in November 14, 1977, left this material world to eternally serve the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. In this huge mission of spreading the Sankirtana movement, many pure devotees of the Lord appeared in different parts of the world to assist Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada said many times that his spiritual master has sent all these pure souls to help him in his mission. One of the good souls sent by Krishna to Srila Prabhupada is His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, who appeared in this material world only to serve Srila Prabhupada. His Holiness Jayapataka Swami was born as John Gordon Erdman in a multimillionaire family on the most auspicious Kamada Ekadasi on April 9, 1949 in Wisconsin, USA. His parents are John Hubert and Lorraine Erdman. When John Gordon was 11 years old, at the suggestion of his grandfather, he cured himself of his skin disease by calling on the name of God. Since childhood, he is very active, smart, intelligent, and friendly in nature. Because of his intelligence, he was offered admission into Brown University on a full scholarship. There, as a fresh enrollee, he was so much moved by a guest lecture on the life of Buddha that he lost all interest in his studies and began searching for a spiritual master. He met so many spiritual gurus in different religions and movements, but soon he understood they were not sincere. After some time of searching and austerity, he concluded that he should go to India to find a real spiritual master. As he was preparing to leave for India, he met the devotees of ISKCON doing kirtan and distributing Back to Godhead magazines in a park. When one devotee approached him to take a copy of the Back to Godhead magazine, he was stunned to see the tilak on his face, and experiencing some strange feelings, he began to run. After running a few minutes, he stopped to contemplate on what he had seen and how he had been so much affected. It was the experience of seeing something after a long time, a reawakening of something that had been dormant and hidden from his memory. He walked back to the park, but by then the devotees were gone. There began his search for the Hare Krishna devotees. Since ISKCON was not very well known, he could not find them for a long time. It was finally during the Rath Yatra preparations in San Francisco that he came to the temple where His Grace Jayananda Prabhu was making cart for Jagannath and was drawn into service of the Rath Yatra. Later he met Srila Prabhupada, who encouraged him by inviting him to take prasadam with him and making sure he got more than just generous servings. Within 2 months of coming in contact with ISKCON, in 1968, John Gordon took first initiation in Montreal, Canada, and was given the name Jayapataka Dasa Brahmachari, and he was soon awarded second initiation in New York. In 1968, there was only 3 ISKCON temples, and Srila Prabhupada made Jayapataka Dasa as the president of the Montreal temple. Jayapataka Dasa officially registered ISKCON in Montreal, Canada. He inaugurated the Back to Godhead magazine in French to maintain the Montreal temple as well as to financially support Srila Prabhupada's great movement. Jayapataka Dasa worked in welding garages, as janitor in restaurants, and many other jobs. In 1970, Srila Prabhupada instructed Jayapataka Dasa to go to India. Following the instructions of spiritual master is the only goal of Jayapataka Dasa. So he traveled to Calcutta, India. In Calcutta, with his godbrother Achyutananda, he started his preaching activities. On the most auspicious Radhastami day in 1970 in Kolkata, Srila Prabhupada personally performed the fire yajna and gave sannyas initiation to Jayapataka Dasa. This 12th sannyasi disciple of Srila Prabhupada, henceforth known as Tridandi Bhikshu Jayapataka Swami. The same year, Jayapataka Swami organized a massive Pandal program in Calcutta, in which more than 30,000 people attended, and the entire Calcutta was submerged in the ocean of Harinam Sankirtan. This massive arrangement by Jayapataka Swami in spreading the holy name pleased Srila Prabhupada very much. Moreover, the same year, Jayapataka Swami established the ISKCON temple in Calcutta, and Srila Prabhupada made him the temple president. In 1971, Srila Prabhupada instructed Jayapataka Swami to start his Breath of Life project, developing Sridham Mayapur. As instructed by Srila Prabhupada, Jayapataka Swami appeared at Mayapur. Understanding that he was in the Holy Land, he offered his obeisances and then dipped his head into the cool Ganges mud to get the blessings. With the help of few devotees, he built a kutir and started his mission of developing Sridham Mayapur. Jayapataka Swami began engaging himself in multiple tasks like farming, temple maintenance, supervising the temple construction, preaching, and many more services. To effectively preach, he learned Bengali from local farmers, and in return taught them the modern farming techniques, building a strong relationship with the local farmers. Mayapur Dham has grown step by step by the previous acharyas, and the contribution by Srila Prabhupada is very significant and immeasurable, which he did as a service to his guru. Likewise, taking Mayapur Dham to next level of developing it as the spiritual world headquarters of ISKCON became his ultimate goal. Thus, he dedicated his entire life in fulfilling the dream of Srila Prabhupada. By developing Mayapur successfully, the place of Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, Jayapataka Swami received blessings from all previous acharyas. Once Srila Prabhupada told Jayapataka Maharaj, "I have given you the kingdom of God, now you develop it." He accepted Srila Prabhupada's words as his life and soul and started working enthusiastically and even more harder. He introduced Gurukul, Varnashrama lifestyle, Boat Kirtan Party, Navadvip Dham Parikrama, created more than 50,000 devotee society, preaching in every village and tribal through Namahata, preaching in every house through Bhaktaviksha, thus making each and every house a preaching center, protecting Navadvip, maintaining and developing Navadvip, traveling around the world to spread the message of Lord Chaitanya, preaching glories of Mayapur Dham's sanctity through Prabhupada's teachings, and engaged in many more tireless services. In the year 1978, as per Prabhupada's wish, he gave up his American citizenship and accepted Indian citizenship and became a proud citizen of India. In the last 38 years, he has been tirelessly traveling around the globe to spread the glories of Holy Dham Mayapur and sowing the seeds of Krishna Prema, which are now growing up like trees of devotees all around the world. Hundreds of Rath Yatras have been conducted all over the world, and he has participated in most of them, and there is no place that he has not attended. All glories to Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. He is also the Minister of Congregational Preaching and the Minister of Congregational Development, the Vice Chairman of the World Hindu Federation, Convener of the Saraswat family. On November 5, 1977, Srila Prabhupada made Jayapataka Swami as a lifetime chairman of Bhaktivedanta Swami Charity Trust. Through this trust, he fulfilled Prabhupada's order by maintaining many places of pilgrimage. He was made as the GBC by Srila Prabhupada. Due to his intensive traveling, he even made it to the Guinness World Records as the most traveled person within a year. There are hundreds of temples constructed under his direct guidance, and he personally installed the deities. Currently, he is involved in the construction of the world's biggest temple, known as the Temple of Vedic Planetarium, an amazing beautiful temple fulfilling Sri Nityananda Prabhu's prediction. Constructing this temple is a desire of Srila Prabhupada, and Jayapataka Maharaj is now fulfilling that desire. This temple will solidify ISKCON Mayapur as the spiritual world headquarters of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. By sincerely following the orders of his spiritual master, Jayapataka Swami has accepted thousands of disciples. His tireless, selfless service in fulfilling the orders of his spiritual master are immeasurable and cannot be said in few minutes. Jayapataka Swami Maharaj was moving faster than time in spreading Krishna consciousness selflessly. But one day in 2008, Maharaj suddenly collapsed due to a stroke in his brain nerve and became bodily dysfunctional. All the devotees around the world were struck with shock and felt like the end of the world. This is Kali's plot against Maharaj. This Krishna conscious movement is waging a war against Kali, and Jayapataka Swami Maharaj is one of the strongest commander-in-chiefs of this Krishna conscious army. Kali thought Jayapataka Swami is defeated, but before he can even celebrate his so-called victory, the commander-in-chief of Krishna's army is back. Yes, Jayapataka Swami the Emperor is back to serve Srila Prabhupada and to lead a fight against Kali. Through his intense determination and self-confidence, Jayapataka Maharaj stands as a symbol for Kali's defeat and Krishna's victory. This physical recovery astonished the doctors and left them speechless. He does not have his brave, gigantic kingly walk anymore. He cannot take care of his own needs by himself due to partial paralysis, and there are so many other impediments standing in his path. But none of these could disturb his consciousness, as he was still factually situated in fulfilling Srila Prabhupada's instruction. He continued his preaching mission in his wheelchair. Kali is astonished by his determination. All his preaching work has doubled since then. For all of those wondering how is this possible, It's because Jayapataka Maharaj is a living example to prove what Lord Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, that we are not the body but the spiritual soul. No physical suffering can stop his Krishna conscious life and performing devotional service to Guru and Krishna. Yes, he lives by example to serve Guru and Gauranga, and no physical conditions can hinder his path of Krishna consciousness. If we observe the activities of Jayapataka Swami, it proves that he is not an ordinary soul, but a close associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as confirmed by Srila Prabhupada. We should be proud that we are living during the lifetime of Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Ashtottara Shata Sri Srimad Jayapataka Swami's lifetime. If a person has seen Jayapataka Swami at least once in their life, he or she is very fortunate. If one gets his mercy or becomes his disciple, then the amount of punya karma one gets is immeasurable. Let us all take shelter of his lotus feet and beg him to bestow Krishna Bhakti to us. All glories to Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. All glories to Srila Prabhupada's